The 1970s was a rough period for the Swiss watch industry, to put it lightly. Japanese Quartz watches were on the rise with their unquestionable superiority of accuracy, reliability, and cost, sending Switzerland into a frenzy. Brands that were already struggling dropped like flies, and even the mightiest watchmakers were brought right to the brink. They had to adapt to the new world and reinvent what it meant to be a Swiss watch, or lose everything. Enter de Cartier, a range of watches which used affordable materials and quartz movements to capture the design spirit of their most popular models, but at an attainable price for the average consumer. The brand could keep its prestige, and people could buy the watches now without concern. In other words, it was a total win-win. Now, big-name Swiss brands have for the most part transitioned into a world of luxury and exclusivity, with Cartier one such watchmaker that isn't afraid of a large price tag. But the return of the de Cartier is a much welcome one, bringing truly beautiful watches down to a reasonable price, while still retaining the high-end quality and integrity that we've come to expect from the Parisian fashion house. Starting at 3,800 Australian dollars for the small model, which measures 22 by 29.5 millimeters, the Tank Must is based on the design for the Tank de Louis Cartier, perhaps the most classic interpretation of the timeless K-shape, and certainly a crowd pleaser. The small model is perfect for all smaller wrists regardless of gender, and the 6.6mm thickness means it feels incredibly slender. The large size is the next one up, starting at 3,950 Australian dollars, keeping the same sleek thickness, but more suited to an average wrist at 25.5 by 33.7mm. Both of these models use a Swiss quartz movement and are available on a steel bracelet for around $500 extra. The extra large model begins at 5,350 Australian dollars, and it definitely carries a more modern and masculine attitude. Its case is 31 by 41mm and slightly thicker at 8.4mm, which is still impressively thin, given that it uses the automatic caliber 1847 MC, allowing for the smoothly sweeping seconds hand and a date window at 12 o'clock. The dial is silver instead of the eggshell white of the quartz models, and the center section features a gear shape pattern. In essence, what's on offer here is a pure Tank experience, without the exorbitant prices associated with precious metals or complicated movements that don't necessarily add more enjoyment to the watch. When you look down at your wrist and see that name on that dial layout and in that case, you'll know exactly how good a choice you've made.